All right, I'm going to do an example here of completing the square. Let me be very clear. You're never going to have to, on any example, put yourself through completing a square. If a quadratic can be factored, you'll factor it just like you did back in high school or in intro or intermediate algebra. If it can't be factored, well, you're going to either use the quadratic formula, pencil and paper, or, as I've been suggesting, make sure you program your calculator to do the quadratic formula. It's only 5 lines of code. It isn't all that difficult. You can stop the video and play it and stop it. Just make sure that you're hitting that alpha key for the A, B, and the C, and so forth. So, here we have the standard form of a circle. Obviously, this doesn't look like this. I can't just look at this equation and determine the center of the circle. So I want to complete the square. So my first step is to put my x and y terms side by side. I'm going to leave a space here. Plus y squared plus 12y. I'm going to leave a space, and I'm going to take the positive 21 and move it to the left side. All right, that constant term. All right, here's the procedure. I'm going to take half of 14. Half of 14 is 7. We'll put a circle around that. I'm going to take that 7. I'm going to square it, which gives me 49. All right, I'm going to add 49 to the left side of the equation and repeat the same process on the right side. If I add to one, I got to add to the other to keep the balance. I'm now going to take half of a positive 12, which is 6. I'm going to take the 6 now and I'm going to square it. I'm going to get a 36. I'm going to add 36 to the left side of the equation and add 36 to the right side. Now, what's happened is this guy now becomes a perfect square trinomial. It's x plus, I put a circle around that because that 7 pops up again. If I take x plus 7 and I square it, that binomial, I FOIL it out, I'll get back exactly what I see here, x squared plus 14x plus 49. Now, the second one becomes a perfect square trinomial. This is x plus, you put a circle around the 6 because the 6 pops up again. If you take y plus 6 and you FOIL it, you get y squared plus 6y plus 6y, which is 12y. 6 squared is obviously 36. Now, combining a minus 21 with a 49 and a positive 36, I'm going to get 64. If I look at this now, this looks just like the standard form. The only problem is I get plus signs, and the formula calls for minus. So we've discussed this where you see a plus, your h value becomes a negative. I see a plus here. I'm going to change this to a minus. And then this represents the radius squared. If radius squared is 64, then the radius is the square root of 64, or 8. So once again, you'll never have to do this. I just wanted to show you an application where the completing the square does come in handy.